Hey everybody, my name is Drew, also known as Drew Michael, also known as a gazillion other things by other people. But I want to say thank you to 2025. Thank you to all my listeners for listening to me since day one, all the way up until this morning. I saw that I got a couple more streams this morning, so thank you. Um, 2025 was definitely a year to remember. I released a total of 10 songs. I started with Too Right to Be Wrong in August, all the way up until Toda la Noche, which was 2 weeks ago. Um, wow, where do I begin? So, this might be a lengthy video, but I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to, just people that are listening to my tracks. I learned a lot as far as music production, making sure that my music theory is correct, making sure that my chords are correct. I also trained my voice a lot as far as my vocal ability. Um, I'm grateful for all the coaches and all the feedback that I've gotten this past year to train my voice. I like to sing a variety of songs from pop, reggaeton, rap, hip hop, R&B. Even lately, I've been kind of dabbling in jazz, but it's not really for me. But I'm always interested in knowing and seeing how far I can take my voice. But I learned a lot. And music production, I mean, music production is a whole other game, but um, definitely promotion is where I think I struggle. Like I don't want to send a million ads out through the internet and then get nothing in return. I think that's where I'm struggling. I want people to find my music genuinely. Finding my music because they're like, hey, I saw this guy's song, I really vibe with it. Let me see what else he has. Versus like some of these artists that, there's a lot of artists that I can listen that I used to listen to in years prior that I don't listen to anymore. That I'm just always bombarded with ads, on every app, on everything. And it's just like, I don't want to listen to you. No offense. But I think it's just finding a balance between, you know, promoting and saturating. But 2025, it was a big learning experience for myself. And although there was a lot of crazy times, there were a lot of good times. I made a lot of connections with people from Mexico, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, South Africa. I think that is where I'm incredibly blessed, where I met a lot of people just because they saw my content, they saw my music, and they're like, "Hey, I want to DM this guy," and I think that's pretty badass. Like, I think, um, just, just it's just like surreal, surreal that my music is making it to these different parts of the world where at one point they were just sitting on my computer, sitting in my head as a concept, and now somebody in, you know, Venezuela is listening to it and is DMing me like, "Hey, this is a badass song, and I can't wait to listen to more." I think that is just like mind blowing. So I'm incredibly grateful for all of the feedback, all of the love, all of the DMs, even the negative DMs. And, that's funny to look at. But I do want to say thank you to everybody, those that are close to me, those that know me face to face, those that just know me from seeing me on their computer screen or listening to me in their headphones. Like it means a lot. Like I don't think you guys really understand. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold. I don't think you guys really understand how much that fuels me and how much that motivates me to create more content for you guys. Um, but 2025 was definitely my best year, I think. I turned 31, gross, but I think I have a lot still left to do. Music has always been a passion of mine. I've been performing, singing since I was in second grade, actually, first grade. Um, and now that I'm actually doing it as a full, not a full time thing, but like I'm actually taking myself more seriously and giving myself the chance. I'm super excited. So 2026 is just like a couple days away. I do have a lot of goals. So 2026, I plan on releasing a full length album. I have a lot of ideas, I have a lot of concepts. I just gotta edit, and I think that's my problem. I have so many things in my archives that I can use. I recently logged into my Tumblr, which I thought I had lost access to, with a lot of my poems and my stories and everything that I used to write in my crazy Tumblr days. Um, I have a lot of ideas. A full length album it's not something that I'm gonna take lightly. I'm gonna put in my heart and soul into this album. Um, I've already released so many singles, a bilingual EP. My next evolution and my next step would be an album. I just gotta edit. I gotta figure out what works best for me, or what works best for my sound, what works best just for me, and what really showcases me as an artist. Um, and then another goal for 2026 is to start doing live performances. I know a lot of you guys have DM'd me and hit me up like, "Hey, I really dig your music. I would like to hear you live," or I would like to go see you. And that's definitely something that I am planning on doing in 2026. I do get a little bit of a stage fright, even though I've been performing in front of audiences since like first grade, since I was 5 years old. Um, I think now it's just more, instead of as like being part of a choir or an ensemble, it's just me alone being a solo act. That's kind of nerve wracking, but you guys are asking for it, so I'm definitely going to look into doing it. So thank you. Another thing I want to start doing is music videos. Um, I see a lot of creators, do music videos, and that's great, and I want to do the same thing. It's just figuring out how that process works. I think for me as an artist, um, I want to make sure that whatever content I put out is up to my standards. I set my standards very high for myself. I don't want to release something half-assed, or I don't want to release something that's still, rocky, or that can still that need a certain more hours of editing and tweaking. Especially since I'm doing a lot of the stuff by myself. I mean, I want to make sure that it's good enough, realistically. I work a full-time 40-hour job a week. Once I factor in commute and the fact that my team at work requires me off hours, I basically work 50 to 60 hours a week. And so that leaves very, very little time for me to work on music. But I think this year I'm going to dedicate a lot more time for work life balance. But yeah, music videos is definitely something that I want to start doing. I already reached out to a couple, photographers, videographers, to see how I would go about doing that. Another goal for me in 2026 is reach 1 million streams. How I'm going to do that, we will see. I'm grateful that I've already hit several thousand streams. Very grateful that you guys are taking the time to listen to me, out of your busy, busy days. Um, you know, I say I'm not all about metrics, but there's something very satisfying about seeing me hit a milestone. And I think 1 million streams will definitely be my next milestone that I want to hit, especially going into 2026. Therefore, I'm putting a lot of time and a lot of effort into my craft, into my music, and into making sure that my next releases really, really hit. Um, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, especially on top of my job and all that. It's a lot of work, but I have no doubt that I will be able to achieve it. I'm a hard worker, so you guys will see. Another goal is collabing with other artists. I started releasing music way back in August. I started thinking about releasing music and working on music since way back in like May, April, May of 2025. But since then, I've always just been a solo act. I've gotten DMs to do like collabs, to do all that, but I wanted to make sure that I put out a lot of content that I was comfortable with, and I wanted to make sure that my sound was identifiable in a way that where if I wanted to do collabs, it's definitely worth it for me as an artist. You know, going into 2026, I definitely want to start doing collabs. I know that there's a lot of artists and stuff like that that are reaching out to me to work on projects in 2026, and I'm super, super excited. You guys have no idea how excited I am for that. Um, whether me being featured on their track or them being featured on mine, I think that's definitely something that I am going to work on. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's just crazy. It's just crazy because a year ago today, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for 2025. I made it happen. And now going into 2026, it's just the next logical evolution for myself as an artist. Um, so yeah, if you guys know any artists or anybody that wants to collab on anything, let me know. I'm open to anything. Um, I am crazy in the fact that I try everything. So I just want to make sure you guys you guys know that. And another goal for 2026 is to meet more of my fans. I definitely want to meet more of my fans. 2025 was incredibly fulfilling for me, meeting people from all around the world. Just people, just wanting to connect with me, and I'm all about those connections. I'm all about, whoever is making an effort to view my content, listen to my content, and reach out to me, I'm gonna make an equal amount of effort to reach out back to them. There's a lot of artists that, um, you know, they're very dismissive of their fans. There's artists that are very engaged with their fans, and I know from day one that I'm going to be very engaging with my fans. That's definitely something that I take to heart. So it's nice. It's nice that I met so many great people, and I'm going to continue to meet great people, and I think that is definitely where I'm going to win as an artist for this year. And then all in all, I just want to get better at what I do. I mean, my current job, I've been there for 5 years, getting hit six. It's so intense, and I'm great at what I do. There's just no more challenge. And I think this job, not this job, but this hobby of mine of making music, I am not a world class artist. I am not an amazing singer like Beyonce or Ariana Grande, but I'm not gonna let that stop me. Best believe I'm gonna figure out how to improve my voice, how to improve my craft, so that I can be great. So that's definitely something that I want to do for 2026, which is just get better. But a lot of my success, I owe it to you guys, to my followers, my listeners, just casual content viewers. I owe it all to you guys. I didn't start taking music seriously until 2025. I'm pretty sure if I would have started earlier, things would have been very different by now. But it's never too late. Never too late. And my song "Youngest I'll Ever Be," I stating that I thought 30 was too late, but it's merely just the beginning. And I stand by that. So I just want to say thank you for an amazing 2025. And I'm super excited to keep you guys in the loop for 2026. I'm going to start making more video content like this. I'm still trying to figure out webcam, all that stuff, what works for me, what doesn't. The lighting is pretty good in here. I mean, that's the thing I like about my little tiny home. The lighting is great. But I'm going to start getting you guys more involved in the music process. You know, having you guys in the room with me when I record, when I lay down vocals, how I produce tracks from beginning to end, how I mix and master my tracks. Like that is definitely something that I want to involve you guys more in for 2026, just so you guys know exactly what I'm about. So I do want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you for listening. And I look forward to entering 2026 with you. But until then, hope you all have a great rest of your year, and be safe, drink responsibly, and we'll have a great time. So, bye bye.